This is Neil Schneider from meant to be seen at CES 2018. All kinds of amazing stuff here at the show. I look forward to this every year. To my immediate right is David Cole. He is the CEO of NextVR. Welcome to the program, David.
Thank you very much. Good to see you, Neil.
So always a pleasure. So for those who are unfamiliar, what is NextVR?
Yeah, so we're a live broadcaster in virtual reality. We broadcast, we're the official virtual reality broadcaster for the NBA. It's our second year. We have a live broadcast every week of a full NBA game. We're in our third year with the NFL as a broadcast partner with the NFL. We have a multi-year deal with Live Nation, which has brought a ton of live music to platform. We're the most prodigious broadcaster in virtual reality that there is. We've done over 750 shows that we put on our air.
So for those who are unfamiliar, I mean, you'd have to be living under a rock to know what VR is, but from NextVR's point of view, how do you define it? Like, what type of content do you deliver that makes it fall into that VR category?
Yeah, so the experiences from NextVR really transport you to where the camera is. So the objective is to put you in the best seat in the house. So you put on your headset, whether it's a mobile phone-based headset or a PC-based headset like this, or the Sony PlayStation VR, we want you to suspend disbelief that you are wherever you are, and make you feel like you're sitting courtside at an NBA game, or you're at your center court at Wimbledon, or your front stage at the Lady Antebellum concert.
All right, good stuff. Now, is there some technical criteria? You don't have to be too technical, but certain check marks that you want to have when creating content? Like, what do you have to deliver to make it VR compliant?
Yeah, so the calculus for us is pretty simple. In terms of what we look for in content, we're looking for enormous fan bases, which is why we go to live sports and music. And that's just in terms of appeal, right? The VR market is growing. It's intersecting new demographics constantly. The easiest way to catch that curve and be successful in the business is to cast as broad a net as you possibly can. So we've gone to big fan bases, live sports and music. And because we do what we do live sports is incredibly appealing programming. But in terms of sort of looking for programming that fits VR, we've done a lot of diverse stuff too. So we have a paranormal show that takes you into the dark with a bunch of paranormal investigators that are looking for ghosts. And we have new to the platform underwater programming. It takes you underwater with sharks. So
with all your 360 footage, have you caught any ghosts yet?
I would encourage everyone to watch the Rolling Hills Estate episode of Paranormal Experience, because I think we did catch a ghost.
All right, and you caught it in 360. That's a first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The world's first 360 real ghost.
Okay, so speaking of 360, I mean, there are solutions out there that promote themselves as being VR content in 360. How do you differentiate yourself from that type of content?
Yeah, really, I think that the spectrum has to do with realism. So there are 360 providers out there. A lot of them aren't 3D. There are some that are stereo, but tend to be synthetic or computational stereo. We're native stereo, and what it really translates to in the sort of end user experience is we make you feel like you're there. The world scale is correct. The players are the right size, or the right height. When you put a headset on, you feel like you are standing right where the camera is, or sitting, depending on where the camera's configuration. So we differentiate our product by saying it's the most real experience that you can have.
I'm very familiar that your earliest roots are in stereoscopic 3D, actually earlier roots than that in VR. Maybe just for fun, tell us, you have early VR roots, yeah?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So I worked for Chinon Industries back in the 90s, and we built head-mounted displays for a number of manufacturers. And I actually built a number of VR products in the 90s as well, including a virtual reality location-based entertainment ride called Cyberfin. So I'm an old dog in VR. I was around the first iteration.
So is all your content in stereoscopic 3D?
It absolutely is, 100% all stereoscopic.
Okay, good. Now, what are you holding?
Yeah, this is the Samsung Galaxy, their Windows Mixed Reality headset. So what's cool about this is a higher resolution headset than the other mixed reality products on the market. And in fact, it's really the highest resolution headset that's available right now in the VR space.
So Is it? I think it's Samsung Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken?
Odyssey.
Okay, I hear it. Okay, good. So the thing about these devices, what I find consistent is they have positional tracking, which means it picks up every nuance of how you're moving about. Here, come a little closer, Dave. So how are you dealing that with NextVR? Are you able to showcase positional content with cinema?
Yeah, so in 2018 we're bringing positional track video to platform, and so the way it works is our cameras build a three-dimensional mesh of the world around you, and that goes all the way down to the device, and you're free to move within that mesh, not in the conventional just 3-degree of freedom way, which is yaw, pitch, roll, but you can actually move sideways. So in practical terms, if a referee steps in front of that courtside camera view or the courtside seat, you can literally shift your body and look around them as if you were actually there. And we're doing that in 2018.
Wow, really cool stuff. Now, is it based on light field technology?
No, it's not. So we do have an R&D project around light field, but only on the capture side, not around the delivery side. The way it works is that our cameras are capable of, in real time, building this mesh description of the world, which gives us basically a virtual environment. So when you're watching our content, you're inside a virtual replica of, for instance, the basketball arena. And so as you move, you're moving inside that virtual world just as if you were in a video game copy of it, except that instead of being computer generated, the walls are textured with actual stereoscopic video.
Well, I gotta tell you, I tried this out. Very impressive stuff. Very, very impressive. All right, so good stuff. So this positional stuff is going to be available in 2018. Right. You've obviously got a long list of content suppliers. Is it, as far as the head-mounted display support, you mentioned some models. Is it all over the ecosystem that NextVR is supported?
Yeah, we're supporting mobile, we're supporting the PlayStation, and we're supporting all the Windows mixed reality products as well. And in terms of 6DoF, we support everything that has 6DoF capability.
6DoF?
PlayStation VR.
Yeah, let me rephrase. What do you mean by 6DoF? For those who don't know.
The ability to move in 6 degrees of freedom. So all of the VR systems that offer that, we will provide video content for it.
And do you find that there's a difference in how the content's received depending on what you're using? Is the choice of head mount affect your content?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. We do look at average viewer times. How long a viewer stays in experience. And those, by the way, I can tell you that for our NBA product are 45 minutes and beyond. But the more comfortable the device is, the longer you're going to be willing to stay, and the more aware you will be, the less aware you'll be that you have a headset on. This one's a good example. This device puts all of the pressure on your forehead, and the display basically just floats on your head. So it's super comfortable. You can put this on and forget that you have it on. An hour and a half later, the game's over, and you realize you're still in your living room.
Good stuff. Well, it's always a pleasure, David. Good luck with this.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, Neil. Good to see you.
This is Neil Schneider for MTBS at CES 2018. We will, of course, be back with more. Thank you for watching.